Hi, I'm Rosie the Quilter, and today we continue with quilting with scraps and leftovers. Now that we have the um, leftover pieces bordered, I used Kona Black. Now comes the part of now how do I quilt them? What kind of stitches should I use in quilting these borders? I like to go for simple. Nothing special, nothing fancy. And so I tend to focus on simple cursive letters. Uh, and for this one, we're going to use the S. It's one of my favorite stitches because it is so versatile. And you will see that as soon as I get started. So I've lowered my needle, brought up my bobbin thread. Now we're going to do a couple of blocking stitches and proceed. I'm using manual control. And as you see here, I'm not going all the way down. The reason why is because I want to leave space for the binding. Okay, so I've come to the end of that first line. And as you see, I did that nice little curlicue because I like to do little things like that in a little bit of extra space because I think that adds a little character to the quilting, and it's not essentially a hard thing to do. So now we're starting on the next round. And if you decide to go a little faster, that means move your hands a little faster so that your stitches look more uniform. We come to the end here. There we go. And now we start the next row. Now, I'm going to do a little experiment here and go absolutely quiet to see and also show you what happens when you focus. Now, you may have wondered why I call this a modified S, a cursive S. That's because most cursive S's come to a point at the top, and mine are totally round. You'll see that better when I review the stitches later. So if you come to a point where you have to readjust your hands, please do so. tidy. So as you see there, I ended with a little curlicue. And since it's not at the edge there, I actually have to um, sink my uh, top thread to bring up the bobbin. And you can see here, just going to cut that and cut this one here to give it a nice polished look. Now, let's go over and review some of our stitches. As you can see here, um, this is what I meant by the fact that I was doing a modified S, because most S's you would go up and then you go down in giving it a point. But I like to do mine very curvy, as you see here. And the other thing I like is that when you look at it from the upside down, it is still, it looks like a C actually, um, or an R. Uh, so that part of the decorative look of a simple uh, letter like an S is why I find you don't have to do a lot of fancy things with your quilting. It could be as simple as doing an S or doing an R. You're just making it. Um, you're you're just allowed to make it so versatile.